Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video we're gonna talk about focal point. So what is a focal point? So a focal point is exactly what it says. It's the focal point of your illustration. So it is where you want your viewers' eyes to go in your illustration. So focal points not only help your drawings, your illustrations look more interesting, but they also help you tell a story. So just keep that in mind. There are a bunch of ways of creating focal points, and we're gonna talk about a few here today. So let's say we have this image right there, this illustration. There's nothing much happening, right? Your eyes kind of go all over the place. There's nothing specific that is catching your attention, that is catching your eyes, right? So one way you can create a focal point is by adding a character, a human character. Sometimes an animal works too. It depends. But like our eyes tend to go to humans. We're kind of wired that way. Humans interest us. So we recognize the human figure, we recognize the human face, and it's just, how we are wired. So one way you can create a focal point is by creating a human character, putting a human character in your illustration. I understand that is not always the purpose of your illustration, but this is one way, okay? And it can work with animals as well, but like I said, humans are even more a point of interest for us. All right. There's also another way you can create that interest, that visual interest, and that focal point. And that's the color and brightness. So in this image, there's a human being, of course. There's a character that is a human, but there's no color contrast. Right? It's all kind of the colors that are all over the illustration. So there's no contrast in color. And so we can create that contrast in color and also that contrast in brightness, like this. So what we're doing here is, so we are adding this rim light on her. There you go, here and there. The bowl, instead of being green, is now red, which is a complementary color to the green. And we lower the opacity of the background of that green. So how it was? Very lively green and vivid green to a more muted and dark green. So it feels like this is an overcast day and there's like one, ray of sunshine and it's coming towards her. That's kind of the feels of the illustration at this point, in this version of the illustration. And so I kind of overdid a little bit for your understanding, but the background right there being very muted and dull, and her colors are a lot more vivid and a lot more saturated, and that creates that contrast. So let's go back to that first no character versus this. Automatically you want to look at her, and it's not only because she's placed right in the middle of the illustration, which of course, helps, but it's also because of all that contrast that we created with the colors, with the lighting, with the saturation. So that's another way you can do it. So, okay, no character, a character with no special lighting and no color contrast, and a color and brightness contrast. So another way you can create a focal point is with cool and warm. So for instance, she's like, I don't know what that forest is, but again, this is a contrast in color. Not exactly, it doesn't really have to be complementary, but this feels more like a contrast in temperature of the image. So it's really cool and it's really warm. Like the background is really cool colors, a really cool vibe back there, and she is very warm. Even her hair, you can see here that I exaggerated a little so you can see, but this is quite red. You see, it's right there. This is quite red. So this is a great way to create a focal point and contrast. So it's cool and warm. It doesn't really fit this image very much, but it could fit on your illustrations, on your image. So it can fit a variety of illustrations and universes you create. And my final choice was this one. So this is a little bit of a mix of it all, except the cool and warm, but it's the character, and it has the color contrast of the red bowl, and it has the red bowl, and it has this special lighting to her. I didn't want it to be like super dark outside. In fact, this illustration was made of a photo of Hannah Lee Duggan, who is a YouTuber that I really love. So this is her van, and this is pretty much how it was in the photo. So it has like a very vivid green leaves behind her, and the light was hitting her like that, and it looked very, very beautiful. And the bowl being red, it creates that focal point that we were looking for, and also this beautiful rim light. I love rim lights. I really love them. Also gives her like she pops out of the image, your attention goes straight to her. There's nothing else that would really catch your attention. And yeah, so let's go through this one more time. No character, a character with a green bow. So there's a character, but the bow is blending. There's nothing about her that is catching our attention. Now we have very contrasting colors and lightings and saturation and value. Here there's the cool and warm contrast. And my final image. So I hope you guys liked it. It was very quick, but I just want to go straight to the point, and I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope I hope it helps in your future creations. Any questions you might have, please leave it in the comment, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye, bitch.